Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us with this morning's webinar. My name's Jasmine, I'm part of the team here at ICB. I'm delighted that we are joined by the Zoho Books team today. Just while I can see the attendees joining the webinar, I'll just quickly run through the housekeeping for you all. So we're recording this session, so if you will receive a copy of the recording afterwards. We'll make sure you get a copy of that as well as any of the resources the Zoho team have for you. If you have any questions, please do just put them in the Q&A. We're all keeping an eye out on those questions and we'll answer as many as we can. And obviously, if we have time at the end, we can show you anything else that needs to be addressed from your questions. And just from the ICB point of view, I do just need to say that, the Bookkeepers Summit is coming up in November, and up until tomorrow is your final chance to save on those early bird ticket pricing. So please make sure you book your ticket ahead of tomorrow, because we'd love you to join us in London and then also virtually for 2 days during that week. And then we'll also have the Zoho team with us at the summit, so you can ask any more questions that don't get covered in this webinar. We'll be able to go through them then. So I can see people saying hello in the chat. Good morning. Yes, we want to know, where are you logging in from? What's the weather doing? We love a chat about that. So please do say hello. It's nice to have you all here. And just while more people are attending, I think I'm more than happy to hand over and introduce you to Reshma and Chandru, who are part of the Zoho Books team. So thank you so much, Zoho.
Hello, Jasmine. Thank you so much for having us. Chandru and I are super excited here to be talking to the ICB community. I hope all of you can hear me. Just a quick, yeah, Chandru, you can hear me fine, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect, great. So having worked with the ICB community for the last 1 year, I think we are super excited because we've been meeting the ICB members quite often at various events. Last year, we met them at the Bookkeeper Summit. We had a webinar with them, and we also met them at these events at Festival of Accounting and Bookkeeping, or the DAS, or the Accountex. And the growing sense of, what more is there in technology space for the UK accounting and bookkeeping firms. That's something that's kept us excited. And so today we bring our product. Last time when we were talking to the ICB members, we were talking about what the company is all about. Probably there are still a few of you who are not familiar what Zoho does, what products do we have. So I have put together a couple of slides, which I'll walk you through, like a quick introduction on what the company is all about, what's our vision, and then we'll quickly pass on the slides to Chandru so that he can walk you through our product for the day, which is Zoho Books, which is a cloud accounting application. So with that, I'm quickly moving to the slides now. All right. Can you all see my slides? Okay, perfect. So Zoho, if anybody is new to Zoho, we are a 30-year-old company. We call ourselves a global technology firm because while we have a headquarters based out of Chennai, we have offices around the around the globe. Some of our offices exist in UK in Milton Keynes, in Germany where I live, it's from Essen. We also have offices in Australia. We have in Mexico as well. We are completely bootstrapped right from day one. So we don't have any external funding. So the only people that we are liable to are actually our customers. And we are extremely proud to launch a suite of products, which you'll actually see in the next couple of slides. For the last 30 years, we have been adding one product at a time. And today we have more than 55 different products. All of these products work really well together for businesses, whether it's a CRM or projects or accounting, they're all unified at the base. Today, we make about 1 billion revenue. That's the old numbers. We make more. I think we have an announcement that's coming soon. So the larger picture that we're trying to say is that we're completely independent. We do not share data of our customers to third party. And that's why we don't even use Google for our internal purposes for analytics. So marketers at our firm find it very difficult to track data, but that's something that we follow as an internal philosophy itself. No third party trackers in our products, which means the data of the clients stays within Zoho's data centers only. This is a quick snapshot of Zoho. We've been next year, we complete our 30 years of business. Today, we have more than 60, roughly about 60 different products, which span from sales and marketing to finance to productivity suite. We have users all across the globe, in the UK, in Australia, in UK, in US as well. We have about 100 million plus users. Now, if you have already used any of these Zoho applications, you would notice that a lot of our apps have free plans as well. So including the free and the paid plans, we have more than 100 plus million users. And when it comes to employees, we are about like 20,000 employee strong company spread across different parts of the world. Majority of the development happens out of India, while we have our global sales and support teams supporting our customers around the clock based on the regional demand. These are the different offices and the data centers that we have. Now, depending upon the regional compliance, if you have noticed in the last couple of years, there's a lot of importance on compliance and data of clients being locally made available. So wherever we have these regional compliances, we ensure that Zoho adheres to these compliance. We have local data centers. For example, for the entire EU, we have our data centers in Amsterdam. We have our global headquarters for EU in Utrecht as well. So if you notice, all of the EU data stays within the EU. And even people outside of the EU region may not be able to access these data. This is our journey from 2004 onwards. We have been launching one app at a time. And if you notice all the way until this year also, recently we have been adding products. Sometimes it's launching a new product. Sometimes it's adding another version to that. For example, the product that we are going to be talking today, Zoho Books, was actually launched in 2011. Since 2014, we have been adding country-specific editions because we believe that when it comes to accounting, there are a lot of regional compliances that we need to follow. So from 2014, we have been launching one country at a time. And today we support about 16 country-specific editions. Our UK edition is actually one of the most powerful ones because it connects directly with HMRC. It is MTD compliant. And we're going to have a bunch of features that Chandra is going to be talking to you about. So when it comes to the finance suite of Zoho, right? So I told you that we have like 50 plus different products, right? Now in those 50 different products, we have a suite of products that represent the finance portfolio. And this is the broader suite, right from invoicing to accounting to subscription billing to expense management for your employees, travel and expenses, for payroll and to billing. We are trying to cover the entire spectrum for all kinds of finance operations. Some of these products obviously are not available in the UK because they are being launched one at a time. For instance, payroll today is available in the US, UAE, Saudi, and India. Similarly, payments is also a product that we just recently launched in India and the US. So what I'm trying to position with this slide is that at one point, we will have all of these products for the UK businesses as well. Or if you have UK clients who have operations around different parts of the world, Zoho is a great platform for you to evaluate because we will have all of these products available for them in different parts of the world. Another important slide that I wanted to call out, just like how we are deeply connected with HMRC, we are also connected with various other tax authorities across the globe. For example, in the UAE, we are connected with FTA. In KSA, we are connected with ZATCA. And in India, we're connected with GST. With all of these e-invoicing compliances that we are coming up also, we are also connected with Peppol via various third-party platforms. And we want to make sure that when e-invoicing goes all out in Europe, we want to support each and every country out there. Germany invoicing already live in our platform. We are also going to go ahead live with Belgium and Spain in the coming few months. We are giving early access for our partners to try it out as well. Similarly, e-invoicing also comes in Malaysia. And the beauty of Zoho is that if you have clients in UK or if you have global clients, you can easily use the Zoho platform to manage their finances. So what's special for ICB members today? So we've been working with the ICB team for a while now, and we thought we wanted to get them to experience Zoho products for themselves. So we have this exclusive offer. You don't have to be a partner of Zoho. If you are, then obviously you have a lot of other benefits. But without being a partner with Zoho, you can get a taste of Zoho solution for yourself. So after this webinar, we will share a link with you. Jasmine will be very kind enough to share the link via email. When you sign up via that link, you will have access to Zoho Practice, which is our practice management software. You will have access to Zoho Books, which is the product that Chandru will be talking to you about, Zoho Expense, Inventory, and Billing. Now, while you may probably not use Zoho Inventory for your firm, but you can play around with these products. So access to all of these products is available for a period of 1 year. Play around with it, see if it fits your client's need. And if you think that these products add value to your clients, we would definitely recommend you to become a Zoho partner. Becoming a Zoho partner is absolutely free. You can just register for the program. It's free. You get training and you can get certified for free. And once you do that, you become a Zoho family member. Once you do that, you get access to Zoho one user license for your firm, which means that you can access all of Zoho's products free for yourself. That's one. Second, as and when you roll out these products for your clients, whichever products you feel will benefit them, you are able to offer them a discount. And when it comes to discount, Zoho offers very, very good discounts for your clients. So that's something that we can always have a call with you and discuss later on. Now, with that said, I will probably stop here and I will ask Chandru to take over and walk you through Zoho Books.
Sure. Thanks, Reshma. Let me share my screen. So I hope you're able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, I can see.
All right. So yeah, hi. So once again, thank you all for joining with us today for this demo on Zoho Books. So before getting into the session, so let me quickly introduce myself. I'm Chandru from Zoho Finance team, and I've been associated with this company for the last 7+ years, and I'm a product expert in Zoho Books. And today, for the next few minutes, we'll see how Zoho Books as a software can help your clients, and how as a bookkeeper you can effectively streamline your clients using the Zoho Books application. So before diving deep into the application, I would just give a high-level overview about what is Zoho Books, and then we can get started. So Zoho Books is a cloud-based online accounting solution that's built to simplify, automate, and scale with businesses. So it all starts with the basics, from sending professional quotes and VAT compliant invoices, so your clients can close deals quickly and get paid on time. And also there is an option to easily track the expenses and bills, helping them stay on top of their payables and maintain the cash flow visibility. So we also make it simple to connect with the banks to import the statements and easily reconcile the transactions, which is a huge time saver, especially for the growing businesses. So businesses can work seamlessly with the vendors and customers through the self-service portals, reducing the back and forth conversations and improving the overall efficiency as well. So when it comes to the report insights, there are over 70+ reports covering everything from the profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow, inventory, taxes. So the clients always know where exactly their business stands. So basically, from the proposals to the payments, Zoho Books handles the full accounting cycle, giving your clients a complete solution that they can rely on. So now let's start from this dashboard. So once you sign up for the Zoho Books, so this is the page where you will be headed to. And this is known as the dashboard of Zoho Books. So the dashboard basically gives the complete picture of the company's overall financial health. So the total receivables determines the amount that are coming your way, and the total payables determines the amount that the business owner is owing the suppliers or vendors. The current and overdue basically determines whether the respective invoice or a bill has crossed its due date or not. So coming down, we have the cash flow statement, which is nothing but the net cash that is flowing in and out of your company. And you can see the incoming and the outgoing balances, and you can customize it to the previous fiscal year or for the last 12 months as well. And coming down, we also have the net profit and loss, which is the income and expenses graph, which can be generated in both accrual as well as in the cash basis. And you can just adjust this graph to be shown for the last fiscal year or for the last 12 months or for the last 6 months. And on top of it, we also populate the top 6 expenses in this dashboard, from where you can get to know where exactly as a company you are spending a lot in terms of specific category, and you can plan for your expenses for the next quarter or for the next financial year accordingly. And all the active projects along with the unbilled hours and the unbilled expenses can also be tracked right from this dashboard. And apart from that, you would be able to connect your bank account and credit card accounts in Zoho Books, and all those active bank and credit card accounts that are synced with Zoho Books can also be tracked right from this dashboard. And on top of all these accounts and the bank accounts and the projects, if you want to keep a track of any special or important accounts, while creating that account under the chart of account, you would be able to have them added into the account watch list, and you can track those account balances right from the dashboard as well. So this is the default dashboard that we have in Zoho Books. And there is also an option to customize the dashboard as per the business needs. So you can create a new dashboard just by selecting the required values and the preset fields as well. So for example, I have created a custom dashboard to show to keep a track of how exactly the sales are performed and how the items are performing. So this is the custom dashboard that I've created, and you can just click on plus new to create your own dashboards. So the functions in Zoho Books can be broadly classified into 2 parts. So the left sidebar, which consists of all the modules to record your day-to-day transaction, and the settings icon in the top right of your screen helps you to customize and configure your Zoho Books organization based on the company needs. So under the organization profile, you would be able to set up the company logo and select the business type and select the primary email address from which the email needs to be sent. And you can configure the other preferences as well. So you can set up a custom domain. And if you have customers who has branched out to different locations or has multiple warehouses, you can have them added into Zoho Books. And while creating a transaction like an invoice or an expense, you can associate the branch or warehouse information, and you would be able to generate the reports accordingly. And let's say if you're migrating from a different accounting software to Zoho Books, then we have the opening balances. So once you import the chart of accounts, you can easily enter the credit and debit balances and make sure that all the accounting entries are properly carry forwarded to Zoho Books. And Zoho Books is a tax compliant, that is MTD compliant, HMRC recognized application, using which you would be able to file your VAT returns directly to the government. So you can configure the tax preferences under the taxes and compliance. And as a business owner, if they want to invite the accountants or the other users or co-employees into the company, you can just go to the users and roles and then create a custom role and provide the required permissions. And the new user can be invited into this company as well. And Zoho Books is pretty much customizable, and you can configure the application as per your business needs. So the preferences part is all about the customization and configuration. So under the general preferences, you can select the modules that you would like to enable or disable, and you can configure the preferences accordingly. So for example, so let me just directly go to the quote preferences or invoice preferences, just to show you what kind of diverse options that we have in the application. So we have option to edit the accepted quotations, and you can set up a preference to automatically convert the accepted quotations to invoices. And we also support the progressive invoicing method, and you can hide the zero value line items. So these are the options that you can set up under the preferences. And when it comes to invoices, you can select the users to allow the edition of the sent invoices. And if you want to provide a discount for the customers who processes the payment before the due date, you can set up the early payment discounts as well. And if you want to get notified when the customers pay online, or if you want to automate the thank you note to the customers, you can set up those configurations under the general preferences. So similarly, so we have those general preferences for the purchase section as well. So which means you can associate the employee to the expenses, and you can generate the report for the expenses by employee, and you can set up the mileage preferences, and you can add the vehicle information, and you would be able to set up those preferences under the purchases section as well. And let's say if the company is tracking the inventory in the organization, so we have the inventory tracking available in Zoho Books as well. So which means Zoho Books can help you with the basic level of inventory tracking with the help of the bills and the invoices. So when you create a bill in Zoho Books, the stock level of an item will go up. And when you create an invoice in Zoho Books, the stock level of an item will go down. So you can also set up the preferences to track the landed cost, or if you want to get the out of stock warning, or if you want to automatically reorder the stock level. So all these preferences are pretty much available in the application. And by default, there will be a lot of fields to capture for the customers or vendors or for the items. And if you want any other additional fields, then we always have the custom field, wherein you can just create a custom field as per your wish and store the data inside the application. So when we set up the organization, so you can also configure the payment gateway with the application. So we are integrated with a lot of payment providers like Stripe, Square, GoCardless, PayPal, and to checkout Forte as well. So Zoho doesn't charge you anything for processing the transactions. It all depends on the payment gateway that the end client is using. And using Zoho, they can just directly click on the Pay Now button and process the payments. And the invoice status can be updated automatically inside the application. And when I mean it is customizable, so you can set up the PDF templates for each and every module, and you can set up the payment reminders as well. So you can trigger the reminders for the invoices and bills. Automated reminders can be set up, and you can set up the email notification for all the modules that is available in the application. So once we are done with the organization setup, now let's move on to the transaction creation part. So in order to start creating transactions, we need to store the item details and the customers or vendor information inside the application. So under the items module, you would be able to create a new item that you sell to your customers, or the items that you purchase from your vendors. So this is basically the goods or services that you deal with in your business. And you can just create a new item, and it can be a goods or service. you can enter the sales information and the purchase information. And if you want to track the inventory for this item, you can enable this checkbox and fill in the inventory related information as well. So if you want to associate a VAT with this particular item, you can associate a VAT as well. So which means when you create a new transaction like an invoice for this item, system automatically applies 20% VAT in this transaction, and you don't have to manually select the VAT each and every time. And there is also an option to import the items inside the application. So if you are migrating from a different application, you have an option of importing the transactions. So the process will be the same for all the modules. So you can import the data in those available formats, that is CSV, TSV, or XLS. So the next is price list. So businesses might have different strategies to sell the products, some of which includes giving discounts to the loyal customers or providing some seasonal discounts on the products. So with the help of price list, you can set up the custom rates for the items that you buy from your vendors or sell to your customers. So you can change the rate of each and every item, and you can set up volume-based pricing as well. So basically, you can mark up or mark down the price, and you can associate the price list at the customer level, so that whenever you create a transaction for your loyal customers, you don't have to essentially mark down the price each and every time, and the system will automatically update the prices based on the price list that is associated. And as I mentioned, Zoho Books can help you with tracking the basic level of inventory with the help of invoices and bills. So if you want to update the stock level of an item without creating invoices or bills, we have an option to post an inventory adjustment. So the mode of adjustment can be quantity adjustment or value adjustment. So you can select the required details like account and the reason for updating your inventory, and all the inventory tracked items will be displayed here. You can just select the item and enter the changed value. So that system will automatically update the stock level of an item in your inventory. So the next is the banking section. So the majority of a transaction in a business happen through the banking, and it can be a quite an hassle to manually enter them in Zoho Books. So our intuitive features in the banking helps you to sync your bank feeds with Zoho Books, thereby eliminating the need for the data entry. So once the bank transactions are synced inside the application, it will be easy for the business owners to keep a track of money coming in and going out of the business. So all you have to do is just click on add bank or credit card, and Zoho is integrated with the banking service provider called Token, using which the bank feeds will be fetched inside the application. So all the banks, that is the popular banks in the UK, will be available for the automatic bank feeds. So all you have to do is just search for the bank name and authorize Zoho Books at the actual bank's website. And once it is done, system will automatically fetch the bank feeds inside the application. So those transactions will be synced as the uncategorized transaction. And if you just select the bank feed, system will automatically show the best matches and the possible matches in the right-hand side of your screen. And you can simply click on match, and you can easily reconcile those transactions as well. So if those transactions are not created in Zoho Books already, and if you want to create them manually now, you can use the categorize manually option and choose the available categories as well. So all the categories that is essential for the bank transaction is available for both the deposit transaction as well as for the withdrawal transaction. So if the business owners feel like if it is very difficult to manually match or categorize all those transactions, then we have something called transaction rules. So using the transaction rules, you can automatically categorize or recognize those transactions. So for example, if I want to automatically categorize my food expenses, I can set up a criteria in such a way that if the payee contains a name, and if the amount is less than or equal to 200, and if the description contains Uber Eats or something, just record them as an expense and account them under meals and entertainment. So by setting up this transaction rule, system will automatically categorize those transactions. And if you allow this checkbox, that is to allow Zoho Books to categorize the bank statements, system can automatically categorize those transactions, and it will be very easy for you to reconcile those transactions as well. So you can just click on categorize, and system will automatically post the accounting entries. And once it is done, you can just go to the reconcile account option and enter the closing balances of the specific date and start the reconciliation process. So all the transactions that you have entered in Zoho Books for this specific bank account will be displayed, and you can just select the transactions and make sure the difference is 0, which means all the transactions are properly recorded in Zoho Books for this bank account. So that's how we can easily reconcile those bank transactions inside Zoho Books as well. And you also have an option of importing the bank statements manually. If you're planning to just import the statements in your bank account on a monthly basis or on the weekly basis, you can import the statements in these available formats. So now let's jump into the typical sales and the purchases cycle that we have. So sales is something that will be dealing with the customers, and purchases is something that will be dealing with your vendors. So under the sales section, so you can have the customer data imported, or you can manually create them as well. So you can just enter the display name and the other mandatory information, and you can select the VAT treatment so that it will automatically reflect in your box calculation summaries. And you can set up the currency in which you would be creating the transaction for this particular customers. And Zoho Books have something called the client portal. So which means if you enable the portal access for the specific customer while creation, then the customer will be able to log into the client portal and they will be able to see all the transactions that you have created for them. I'll show you how exactly the client portal works when we talk about the sales cycle. So once we create the customers or once we import the customer information, we can create a quotation in Zoho Books. So just to show you how easy it is, you can click on plus new and you can select the customer details from the dropdown and fill in the mandatory information. And for every transaction creation, like quotation or invoices or sales orders or bills, item table is mandatory information. And you can select the details from the item table, and system will automatically populate the rate and the tax information if it is provided. And you can simply save this transaction and send this to your customers. So once the quotation is created for this specific customer, they can just log into the client portal and they will be able to see all the quotations that you have created for them, and they can accept or decline this quotation from the client portal. So this is how the client portal will look like. And all the details like quotations or sales orders or invoices and the documents can be tracked right from this client portal so that they have the complete control of information over the business. So these are the different statuses that we have for the estimates, that is for the quotations module as well. So this is for the easier understanding and for the easier tracking of the quotations that are not approved or it is pending for the approval as well. So once the quotation is accepted by the end client, you can easily convert this quotation to a sales order or as an invoice. So a sales order is nothing but an official document that contains all the information about the items, quantity, and the price information as well. And if you want to automatically convert the quotation to invoice, skipping the sales order process, you can click on convert to invoice and you will be able to convert the invoice directly from the quotation. So we also have the progress invoicing method available in the application. So if you want to just invoice a custom amount or percentage, you can just enter the percentage of the total invoice amount and convert them to an invoice. If not, you can just directly convert the quotation to the entire invoice amount. So when you convert the quotation to an invoice, all the details will be automatically popping up here, and you just have to review the information and and you can directly send this invoice to your customers. So if you have integrated a payment gateway with Zoho Books, you can just select the payment option like Stripe or Square or Go Cardless and send this invoice to your customers. So once the invoice is sent to the end customers, they can just go to the invoices section and see if there are any open invoices that are received from the business. And they can just view the invoice and they can process the payments for this invoice from this client portal. So we also have an option to receive the advance payments from your customers in case of any specific projects. So some businesses may require the advance payments from the customers, so which is why we have the retainer invoice functionality in Zoho Books. So it is just to receive the advance payments, wherein all those payments will be stored in the form of unused credits, and you can apply those retainer payments in the future invoices that you will be creating for the customers. So these are the different filters available for the invoices, and you can click on the specific filters and see if the invoice is approved or if this invoice is locked or which of the invoices are pending for approval as well. And there is also an option to quickly receive the payments from your customers. You can quickly generate a payment link and share this with your customers, and the invoices, without creating the invoices with the item details, you can quickly send out the payment links, and those payments will be stored as unused credits as well. So all the payments that you record for the invoices or for the retainer invoices will be stored under the payments received section. So you can either record the payment for the invoices by navigating to the specific invoice and by clicking on the record payment option, or you can directly record the payment by navigating to the payments received section. So if you select the customer name, all the open invoices that is created for that customer will show up, and you can click on the received full amount to record the payment in bulk for all those invoices. So the next is the recurring invoices. So if you are dealing with the customers with whom you will be sending the invoices on a regular interval of time, then you can set up a recurring profile in Zoho Books. So you can select the customer name and you can select the repeat every as month or week or based on your requirement. So let's say if you'll be dealing with your customer on every month, you can set up a recurring profile with the repeat every as month. So which means system will automatically create an invoice from this recurring profile, and the invoice will be automatically sent to your customers based on the item details that is provided here. So we can configure the preferences here just by clicking on this option. So if you want to create invoices as draft and if you want to review them before sending out, you can select this option. If you want to automatically create and auto approve and send those invoices to your customers, you can select the second option. Or if you want to create the invoice and if you want to auto approve and charge the invoices, because in some cases the customers may have the end users card details. If the customer has authorized the business to charge the customer invoices, you can select the third option and the invoices can be automatically charged as well, and a copy of invoice will be sent to the customers. So that's all about the recurring invoices as well. So when I was talking about the items, I told you about the import functionality. So this import option is available for all the modules. It's not just specific to the items or the customers. So if you want to import the invoices, you can click on the import invoices button and you'll be able to download a sample file. So you can download the sample file and compare it with your import file so that you can make sure that you have a perfect file for the import. And the next one is the credit note. So a credit note is a document that is issued by a vendor to a customer when goods are returned to the vendor after a sale. So this can basically happen due to the reasons like goods being damaged or not satisfactory. So the credit note is created for the value of goods that is returned. So it's a similar process like invoices or quotation. All you have to do is just select the customer information and the item details, and creating a credit note will automatically update the stock level of an inventory tracked item as well. And those credits will be stored for the respective customers, and you can apply those credits in the future invoices as well. So that's pretty much about the sales cycle. Let's quickly jump into the purchases cycle. So similar to the sales module, so under the purchases, you will be dealing with your vendors. You can again create a new vendor or import the vendor information inside the application, and you can record the day-to-day expenses inside the expenses module. So just to show you how easy it is. So you can just select the expense account and enter the amount and select the paid through account. And if you want to reimburse those expenses from your customers, you can select the customer name and mark those expenses billable. So that when you create a new invoice for this customer, system will automatically show you an option to include the unbilled expenses. So you can record your day-to-day expenses and you can record the mileage expenses as well by entering the distance and the amount as well. And you can bulk add the expenses by selecting the different expense accounts with the different paid through accounts as well. So the next is the recurring expenses. So similar to the recurring invoices, we have the recurring expenses as well. So let's say if you want to keep a track of the rent expenses or your internet expenses on the first of every month, you can set up a recurring profile. So system will automatically create an expense from this recurring profile if you set up the repeat every as month, and if you set up the start date as 1st of August, and if you select the account as well. So Zoho Books will automatically post an expense entry from this recurring profile, and you don't have to manually create an expense transaction on each and every month. So similar to the sales orders, we also have the purchase order functionality in Zoho Books. So it's an official document that a buyer issues to a seller, indicating the information about the items that they want to buy, their quantities and their prices as well. So you can create a purchase order just by clicking on plus new, the same process, and you can easily convert a purchase order to a bill once it is approved. So once you click on convert to bill, so all the details that is present in the purchase order will be directly taken into this bill creation screen, and you can review those information and just click on save as draft or save and submit. So once the payment is made for the specific bill, you can click on record payment and record the payment for this specific bill by selecting the paid through account and the date as well. And similar to the payments received section, you can record the payments for multiple bills at one go using this record payment option. So similar to the recurring expenses and the recurring invoices, we also have recurring bills. If you are transacting with the same vendor on the regular interval of time, you can set up a recurring profile as well. So the bill will be automatically created from this recurring profile, and the journal entries will be posted accordingly. And we also support the vendor credits in Zoho Books. These are the credits that you receive from your vendor as an equivalent of the amount that they owe you. So with the help of vendor credits, you can keep a track of the amount until it is paid by the vendor or refunded, or you can apply this vendor credit to the future bills or the open bills as well. So if there are any open bills created for the same vendor, once you click on apply to the bills, system will automatically show you all the open bills that has been created, and you can just simply enter the amount and record the transaction inside the application. So I'll just give a quick break and see if there are any questions so far, so we can take out some questions till now. Is there any questions so
All
far?
good so far. All good so far, Chandru. Maybe you can also talk about the BACS file that you can use in terms of payment of the bills too.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so we have an option to generate the BACS export file export from Zoho Books as well. So you can just select the bills and you can click on generate BACS file, and you can select the payment account and the payment date, and system can automatically generate the BACS file for you. So you can click on generate to generate the files, and you can upload them in your actual bank account and initiate the pay run for the respective bills as well. So if you want to generate the BACS file, and if you want to record the payment automatically for those bills, you can click on generate and record payment, so that system will automatically record the payment for all those bills. So now let's jump into the projects, the time tracking section. So a lot of service or product-based businesses earn their income based on the number of hours spent or task done or a specific project or a fixed project rate. So with the help of the projects module, you would be able to create a project for your customers with the available billing methods. So the different billing methods that we have is the fixed cost for the project, or it can be based on the task hours or the staff hours or the project hours. So once the project is created, you would be able to log the time entries for each and every project. And based on the time logs, you can create new invoices for the specific project, and you can create the expenses that is associated with the specific projects as well. So if you click on log time, you would be able to enter the time spent, or you can use the timer as well to record the time logs for each and every project. So once you create the transactions, you would be able to track the project profitability inside the application as well. So which means if you click on the profitability report, system will automatically track the profit and loss for the specific project. And this is this is something you can just check in the advanced filters as well. So all the timesheet entries will be posted here, and you can just click on start to record the time entries, or you can click on plus new log time entry as well. So the next will be the VAT filing module. So as I mentioned earlier, Zoho Books is the MTD compliant HMRC recognized software using which you can file your VAT returns directly to HMRC. So all you have to do is just click on generate VAT return. So before that, you would have configured the tax settings under the taxes and compliance. And based on the start date and the registration number, system will automatically generate the VAT return based on the transactions that you have recorded inside the application. And you will be able to see the box values popping out here based on the transactions recorded. And you can review all those information and you can adjust the box values if needed. And you can just click on mark as filed. Or if you have authorized Zoho Books in your HMRC website, you will see this mark as filed option replaced as submit to HMRC, which means you can submit the VAT returns directly to HMRC in just 2 clicks. So once the VAT is filed, you can record the payment as well. If there are any VAT reclaims, you can record the VAT reclaims as well. So now let's see what accountants like in the Zoho Books application. So first, you would be able to post a manual journal inside the application to transfer the balances from one account to the another accounts. And all you have to do is just select the date and the VAT treatment and enter the notes. And if you want to post a cash-based journal, you can post a journal type as well. And if you want to include this return and the VAT return, you can just leave it as it is. And if you want to exclude this journal from the VAT return, so if you enable this checkbox, this will not reflect in your VAT returns as well. So just select the 2 accounts for which you would like to post a manual journal, and you can credit and debit the other accounts. And then the journals can be posted inside the application. So you can automate the journal creation process by setting up the recurring journal preferences as well. So the next one is the bulk update functionality. So using this option, you would be able to filter and bulk update the transaction. So this is basically like a find and replace functionality. So let's say the new employee in a business has incorrectly posted all those transactions in the sales account, which needs to be tracked under the general income accounts. So you can select the account as sales, and you can select the date range and the total amount range if needed as well. And you can click on search. So now all the transactions will be shown in which they are recorded under the sales section. Sales account, you can select those transactions and click on update. And now you'll be able to select the new account as general income or the other accounts as per your wish. So we also have an option to record the base currency adjustments in order to handle the fluctuations in the exchange rates as well. And chart of accounts is the place where you can add a new account with the available account types. So Zoho Books follows the general accounting principles, which means all the account types like asset, liability, equity, income, expense, cost of goods sold is available inside the application. So you can choose the available account type and create a new account in Zoho Books. And if you want to include this account in the VAT return, you can enable the VAT return preference for those specific accounts as well. And there is also an option to record the budgets. So as a business, you're expected to set the targets to forecast how exactly your business is going to perform, either for the increasing of revenue or for the decreasing of expenses. So these targets are something that you can set up in Zoho Books as budgets. And you would be able to compare it with the actuals just by clicking on the view budgets versus actuals report. So you can select the accounts for which you would like to include the budgets. And based on the transactions recorded, you would be able to see the actual values as well. By this way, you can, as a business, you can understand how exactly all those accounts are expected or performed as expected. And we have something called transaction locking as well, which most of the accountants and bookkeepers love. So with the help of transaction locking, it allows, it basically prevents the users, including the admin users, from making any changes to the transactions that might affect the accounts. So once the transaction locking is enabled, so none of the users would be able to make any changes or edit or modify the existing transactions. And only if the transaction locking is disabled again by entering the required reason, you would be able to make the required changes. So you have an option of locking all the transaction at once, or you can opt to lock individual modules like sales, purchases, banking, and the accountants as well. And Zoho Books allows you to keep a track of the fixed assets, and you can track the depreciation as well. So there are different depreciation methods available inside the application. So you can add the fixed asset type, and you can calculate the depreciation forecast inside the application as well. And when it comes to the reports, so we have close to 70 plus reports readily available. We have it all covered from the profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow, or the sales by customer or sales by item. So as a bookkeeper, you may be expecting some of the reports to automatically send it to your customers on a regular interval of time. So you can opt to schedule those reports like profit and loss, and you can select the user details so that Zoho Books will automatically send those reports to the business owners so that the business owners always know where the business is heading. So this will be the profit and loss report. And we also have the balance sheet and the central ledger reports for the accountants as well. So Zoho Books basically have the reports for each and every modules. And for accountants, we have a specific set of reports, which are the account transactions and account transactions and the account type summary and the detailed general ledger, from where you can get to know all these details. And on top of all these reports, we also have the audit reports as well. So all the transactions which have been recorded in the system and all those modifications can be tracked inside the application by comparing it with the previous versions as well. And for the VAT, we have VAT calculation summary, which gives all the information about the box values. And if you click on the specific value, this will take you to the drill down of all the transactions that computes that value. And we also have an option to export the specific boxes, and you can also export all the box values as well. And in order to upload the expenses automatically, so we have other OCR scanning in Zoho Books as well. So which means you can automatically upload the receipt inside the application, and you can system will automatically scan and input all those information, wherein you can easily click on add to and convert them to a new expense or a bill. So just by clicking on the add to as a new expense, you will automatically see the details pre-filled automatically, and system will ask you to add a new vendor if the vendor details are not found in Zoho Books, and you can just update the required fields and save these transactions as well. You can also configure an email address as well, so which means this will be unique for this specific organization. And if you share this email address with your suppliers or vendors, and if they send a receipt or any documents to this specific email address, Zoho Books will automatically scan those receipts, and you can instantly add them to the new transactions as well. And now let's quickly talk about the automation part. So speaking of automation, so this is where we save our clients real time and money. So system allows you to streamline the accounting processes by automating the task like sending email alerts or updating the fields and triggering the external actions as well. So these are something that you can set up with the help of the workflow actions. So you can set up the workflow actions and can write a custom functions to update the fields as well. So this is something Zoho Books supports all the modules and automates few things using the widgets and the extensions as well. So if you're looking for more advanced automation, then with the help of the workflow rules, you can set up the automations as well. And finally, the integration story. So Zoho Books is integrated with a lot of providers. So for example, for SMS integration, we are integrated with Twilio. So you can notify the customers instantly about the transactions and the payments and reminders as well. And for payroll, we are integrated with someone called Employment Hero, who are formerly known as KeyPay. And you can set up the payroll entries as in the form of journals inside the application. And we are integrated with a lot of Zoho applications. So all the Zoho finance applications like Zoho Expense, Zoho Billing, Zoho Inventory will be pre-integrated by default, which means any transaction that you add in Zoho Inventory will be instantly synced into Zoho Books. If you add a contact in Zoho Billing, it will be synced into Zoho Books and the other way around. And if you record an expense in Zoho Expense, and if you publish those expenses to Zoho Books, those expenses can be tracked within Zoho Books itself. So with the help of Zoho Click, you can effectively collaborate and communicate with your team, and you can integrate Zoho Mail with Zoho Books, and you can view all the mail communications with your customers within Zoho Books itself. So there are a lot of integrations. So we have Zoho CRM, so which means from lead to ledger, you have a complete control and the visibility of how exactly the front office and the back office is functioning. And it's not just limited to the Zoho applications. We have integration with the other external applications like Slack, Square, Zapier, Google, and Microsoft as well. So which means you can connect your Google Workspace account and import the users and initiate the email conversations into Zoho Books. And we also have the Uber integration, which means the monthly statements from the Uber will be automatically forwarded into your Zoho Books account in the form of bills. And finally, we have recently rolled out the WhatsApp integration, WhatsApp for the businesses. So which means you can use this integration to communicate seamlessly with your customers, and you can chase for the payments reminders as well. So that's pretty much about the application. So if you have any questions, feel free to post your questions in the Q&A box.
Thanks, Chandru. Just one update to all of you here. What we have shown you right now is essentially the premium plan of Zoho Books that comes to about £30 per month, or it is about £25 per month when billed annually. So this is essentially the comprehensive plan, and that's a middle plan. So if you have clients that have even more advanced need, then obviously we have something called as Elite, and then we have Ultimate. And if you have clients who don't need all of these functionality, who want much more simpler features, then you can always look at the smaller plans right from the free plan onwards. So we have just introduced the sole trader functionality, a lot of features that sole traders would require in our free plan. We also have been recently approved by, or rather, the production access for the quarterly updates have been given by the HMRC, and we should be listed on the website fairly shortly. That would mean that by around September, we should be allowing users to actually use Zoho Books to file the quarterly updates as well. Now, keeping that in mind, Zoho Books will then essentially become a platform where you can look at for your clients, right from the sole trader community all the way to large enterprises, because Books is so nicely integrated with the wider variety of the Zoho suite, right? Like CRM and projects and analytics, you can kind of produce a lot of value for your clients for the pricing of Zoho that you can offer to your clients. All right. So there were a couple of questions around MTD itself. I think I've answered those. There are some specific questions around how do you adjust the value of the stocks as well. I have shared it, but John, in case if you have any questions, we can always connect offline and we can take it up as well. I'm sure Jasmine, as Jasmine said, the video recording would be available for you to view it later. And for those who missed this this particular webinar, they can always watch this later as well. What I would also probably share in the chat is the link to our website where you can register to get the benefit for the program.
Thanks, Bajman.
At least for all the users here, I could probably...
everyone as well, just to make sure everyone's got a copy of what they need.
Sure. For all those who like the free access to all of these products, you could just simply go ahead and sign up using this particular website. We can also send across via the email to you.
Perfect, and thank you so much, Chandru, for that demo. I think it's been quite interesting to see the range of integrations. I certainly learned some new ones, so hopefully some of our members who are watching have also seen that, you know, there's many options for the integrations with Zoho Books, and hopefully there'll be lots of interest in it. So yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much for joining us today and showing us all the capabilities that Zoho can offer. Perfect. And
Thank
yes,
you. Thanks, Jasmine. Thanks for having us. And thank you everyone who attended today to learn more about Zoho.
perfect. And we'll send out this recording as well as the slides and also that link just to sign up. And if you have any questions, I'm sure the Zoho team would be more than happy to assist with anything. And thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Rajma.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Bye. Have a good rest of the day.